Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on gear. Playing on Team 2 as the Adeptus Mechanicus Exploratus, we've got Necrotechnica. We've got Feeling Jolly playing as the Raven Guard, and we've got Archangel playing as the Salamanders. And on Team 1 playing as the Thousand Suns, we've got HMD, we've got playing as the Death Guard, and we've got Mr. Nursepink playing as the Blood Angels. I do quite like gear as a 3v3 map. You've got one relic on the northern side, one relic on the southern side, plenty of critical locations to fight over, so not many opportunities to get relic units out, unless, of course, one team is overbearing on one side or not, but it is quite hard to do. And it's the first time we've ever seen the Raven Guard on a cast for this channel in Unification 7.0. Essentially, the main shtick with these guys, if you're not familiar with them, is that a lot of their infantry has access to stealth mechanics as well as sprinting mechanics, so they're able to get around quite quick while also doing some sneaky, shady shenanigans. So quite cool stuff. We do have the Mech being placed next to the not the Raven Guard, the Blood Angels. Different kind of wings, I imagine. And these guys have had a little bit of a rework. In fact, they've actually had a total entirety rework. So they've got two different tech paths. They've got the Might of Sanguinius and the Wings of Sanguinius, which are available to them in the, well, essentially for free at the beginning of the game. And if you go for the Might, then obviously you're going for more punchy power, range power, Terminators, all that stuff. And if you're going for the Wings, you go for the more assault marine kind of things. We're able to jump around and all that stuff, so that's pretty good. And who are you up against? You are Salamanders. You're going to go for your Thunder Fire Cannon opening. That's not much has changed there. And Thousand Suns. That's quite cool. Now, have you got your dudes that are? You're going to go for your Demon opening first and foremost. And the Sorcerer Lord is coming out straight away, which is the standard opening for the Thousand Suns. And what book are you going to go for straight away? In fact, we'll watch the engagement going on. We'll keep an eye on any kind of production going on down here. I've seen the scouts being stopped around. Captain Tycho, big mighty lad as well. Look at the size of him. I do believe that in the lore, has he gone for the Rubicon Primaris? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, he certainly looks it. Big old boy in his golden armour. Alright, so you're going to go for your Malefica Pavone spellbook. So that's all about doing damage and stuff. Tactical squad for the Blood Angels. Quite strong in close combat and range combat, like most Space Marines. Are prone to, there we go, you see them here, losing control of themselves in melee combat. Falling foul of the Black Rage. Over here, we've got the Demons chasing after the Thunder Fire Cannon. The Sorcerer Lord in turn. He will probably be zapping them with his Doom Bolts at any given moment. Plenty of combat shotguns on these guys though to keep the Screamers inch away from the Thunder Fire Cannon. And in the centre, we are seeing some Raven Guard nonsense. A Brother Captain with a jetpack on against the Nurgle cultists that have been nerfed. Slightly do a lot less damage against infantry and commanders. So the Brother Captain should be, well, should I say, feeling quite jolly, if you pardon the pun there. Plague Lord on Brother Captain action there. And the Plague Lord probably has it, to be fair. Quite resourceful and tanky beast is he. Primaris Scout Marines, so not your regular scouts. These are your bigger boys. Quite fast, quite nimble. Do a lot of damage, but quite standard for a scout unit, in all fairness. Demons are continuing to push into the Salamanders section of the map. We've now got 2 squads of Screamers of Zinch. So we might need to see some assistance from anyone else. Yeah, Thunder Fire Cannon is not exactly the best opening, but then again, you don't know. I assume that these guys have gone to a random starting locations. So they've had no idea who exactly he was up against. Would have been quite useful against the Death Guard. And maybe even the Blood Angels too, if they went for a more ranged-orientated build. Over here, the Adeptus Mechanicus is going toe-to-toe. As best they can. Plenty of high pass pists. No weapon upgrades on them at the moment, but we do have the Mega Supporter throwing down some fire. Tempted to break morale, but these guys have got a fair few points in their morale. And what are you? You've got, we've got an Assault Scout Squad literally doing some scouting, some reconnoitering, seeing what's going on around these bits. Brother Captain is going to come over and attempt to assist their Salamander ally. Also got the Primaris Scouts as well coming in to shoot some stuff down, losing a Plasma Generator there. And a Death Watch veteran on the way from the Smithery. And these Screamers are just absolute bonkers. Going to kill that Brother Captain before then turning their attention to the Primaris Scouts. I want to pull these guys a bit back, get them into this listing post range. Demons do not like fire. Oh, I do love that spin that they do when they jump around everywhere. Very nice. Over here, the Blood Angels are just being an absolute nuisance really going for it against the high pacifists. Also, Nagel Courts are here. They're going to be focusing on the STC searchers. We'll see the defense post be upgraded with some zappy bits. I hope, anyway. And zappy bits are quite useful in a defensive posture. My goodness, the high pacifists just been brought down really quickly. Even the maintenance servitors not doing all that well. I suppose they don't really do well in combat until they get their upgrades for the weapons. Yeah, the electricity from the STC searchers do a fair bit of damage. I mean, look at these guys. 4 squad wipe on just this weapon alone. There's AoE damage, so you don't really want to be going up against an STC searcher, not without the proper equipment. So saved by the shocking revelation of those STC searchers. Mind you, though, the electricity bill must be through the charts. In this current economy, barely hold my breath against that. Plague Lord, he's still here. Looking around this relic, has managed to capture it. The high pacifists should be okay for recapturing it. The Raven Guard manoeuvring around. We do have these guys with a missile launcher of all things. Not sure why they've gone for one of those so early, but they've done so. The Plague Lord's just falling back. Nagel cultists seeing what they can do on the southern side instead. Centre of the map being controlled by the... I mean, the Ohm's got this critical location, but I assume we'll be swapping hands fairly soon even. Nagel cultists moving backwards and forwards. At the moment, things are relatively even. You have to say that maybe the Salamanders are a little bit behind, but they have been survived. They're still going to go for Thunderfire cannons. Not sure if this is the way forward. Maybe the Death Watch veteran is the secret in keeping it alive. Got a squad of Chosen as well to bolster their ranks. High Pacifist, or should I say, sorry, the Adeptus Mechanicus going for a second machine reliquary. All quite quiet on the battlefield at the moment. Let's do a quick economy check. 103 and 52, 80 and 45, and 74 and 30. Compared to 97 and 48, 92 and 50, and 92 and 30. So no major differences. We'll have a look at the Raven Guard just from the voice acting perspective. And here come the Screamers Zinch, blasted back by some scout shotguns. We have the Horrors of Zinch for breaking down any vehicular nonsense. Big doom bolts coming from the Chosen and the Sorcerer Lord. And yet, didn't work before, probably won't work again. Not learning from his mistakes. I was going to go for a Rapier Arm Destroyer. What, do you do some secret damage to demons that I'm not aware of? Maybe. No, it doesn't seem like it. No major damage here from this dude. So we'll have to rely on some friendly actions once again. I can't imagine 2 scouts, a Rapier Arm Destroyer and a Death Watch veteran is going to do all that much. Although in saying that, has pulled back the Screamer's Inch down over onto the side. Or jumping back over to see if he can sort out the Chosen. Chosen being unique for the Thousand Suns in the sense that most of infantry do not have morale. The Chosen do. They can be broken, but they are quite tanky. Given that, we'll see an anvil approaching. Why is the mini-map darker for the Dark Angels? Also for the Raven Guard. Not sure why. Here come a host of friendly faces coming down to keep the Salamanders alive. Fistful of high pacifists. Still not armed with any other weapons, just relying on their lasguns for the damage. Death Watch veteran cutting down horrors left, right and centre. As blue horrors replace the dead and dying. So Frail Wizard coming forth. That's not where they want to be. And a Razorback. Yep, so they've managed to survive. They'll certainly be able to hold that line quite effectively. You have a Desecrator as well as some Primaris heavy intercessor squads. So I think that the Mr. Nurspeak, I think he's gone for the Might of Sanguinius. I did a little bit of a play test with the Blood Angels, and when I chose the Wings of Sanguinius, their Primaris unit was the, what they call them, the Assault Marines. So that's my thinkings. whether I'm wrong or right, and if you know, please do let us know in the comments. These guys will do a fair whack of damage. Although they've only got these, well, they're not heavy bolters, they're a different kind, aren't they? Different pattern. They've got no access to other weapons. So primarily just there for annihilating anything infantry-wise. Yes. Oh, we've got more Defian, whatever your name is. Sneaky Primaris scout unit, I do believe.
Are there any of the people here?
The Blood Angels are unable to quite push into there just yet. Salamanders now giving the Thousand Sons a taste of their own medicine as a Desecrator comes down to provide some support. The Death Watch veteran and the Chaplain as well. They're just coming in and turning heretics left, right and centre. Desecrator with his missile launch there, almost taking out a Razorback there. Will fall back as the Primaris heavy intercessors also see what they can do. So lots of teamwork going on here from both teams here. Very nice stuff. Over in the centre we do have a couple of Estos combat drones stealthily flying through the air. We'll snipe out that Plague Lord if he's not able to run away himself. Yep, he will go down sadly. And some Staying Guard veterans attempting to go for that Silver Spire, but will be pushed away by all this nonsense. Triple Razorbacks. That's a lot of firepower. But the Horrors of Zinch do have demon armour, which is not exactly what the Razorbacks are built for taking out. We'll also potentially lose this. Yet we'll be taken down by the Pokeballs of the Horrors of Zinch. The Chosen getting on those front lines. Marine will go down as well. Combat absolutely everywhere. Demon West King pattern. Attempting to fire out that Plague Bear Scrawler.
There is no such thing as
but
perfection.
the more
More
Dayfan
has a weakness to exploit.
trying to get a headshot on that Plague Bear Scrawler and actually doing a fair bit of damage. But for considering that the snipers, not a terribly low amount of damage.
Busy, Commander. What is it?
Well, I mean, this southern half of the battlefield been proper, just back and forth all the way through. Oh, see much going on here? No, nary a single corpse on this side. But we are on medium graphics, so the corpses don't stay. Lasagna does, or at least most of Lasagna does. I think it all does, but hey ho. Plenty of las guns on this lad, but will want to run away from the Horrors as best they can. Being slowed down by the heavy intercessors here. Very unfortunate. Will have to turn around and do what damage he can before he's destroyed. But dead all the way through.
There is no such thing as perfection.
Listening post being slowly whittled down as the Lehman Russ falls back.
Yes.
So the Staying Guard veterans equipping themselves with a Graviton cannon. Can you just basically get one of each? Is that what your plan is? Seems like it. And why not a?
Yes.
If you can get one of each, why not? Just for the diversity, just for the inclusion, the DEI of the Space Marine factions going on here. A siege being placed on. Desecrator using its artillery to soften up the listening post. Got a Furioso Dreadnought. Throw down a cheeky grenade. Several cheeky grenades. Oh, that's because you have enough grenade launcher. That would... Yep, that would make sense. That would explain where the grenades come from. Keeping these guys on their backsides. Well, learning this world, it probably won't do all that much. Best Crawler getting some shots in. AoE damage and damage over time from its foul lighted ammunition. Oh, you are a Hellblade doing some nonsense. Attempted to kill things, but not quite. Been sorted out by those Primaris scouts.
In need of aid, Commander?
Here come the Cataphract class robots. Quite a strong melee unit. Also have pretty strong range unit, ranged weapons as well. But be careful about their Wi-Fi there. Last thing you want is for them to lose connection in the middle of a fight. Do love how they've got capes on as well. Non-sentient robots, but they've been given capes. That's nice. Got a Predator out. Look at how many guns he's got on. It seems like all the tanks at the moment that it's like as if they're trying to outgun themselves by seeing who's got the most firepower. Like a dick measuring contest, but with tanks. Tank measuring contest, if you will. I must have had the morale broken by the sheer amount of firepower from the Stern Guard veterans. Predator just weathering the entire storm here. 2 Lehman Russ King tanks unable to take it on. A second Predator on the way as well. Archmagos Prime firing away. Do have some Plague Havocs and the Chosen Plague Marines using the heavy cover to their advantage. The last of the Primaris soon to go down. The Stern Guard veterans showing once and for all that might have that fancy new tech and biological enhancements, but experience trumps physical and material. Huge scrum going on here, plenty of bullets happening, plenty of artillery being fired. Also nice explosion effects on the Predators when they go down. And down over here, the Demons and the Foul Sons are pushing far forward. Plenty of horrors take on the Razorbacks. The other Primaris Inferno squad and with plenty of fiery bits to set these guys ablaze. Blue Scribes, Howler's Itch, firing those big booms in there. Some more Razorbacks, that's the plan. Just kill them with fire, kill them with tanks. That's the main thing. But it does look like that team number 2 have taken the centre. Blight Lord Terminators are on the field. Don't get to see these guys very often, but they are there. Even tankier than your regular Terminator squad. Aestos drone has gone down, and it does seem that the general forward push has been whittled down, the momentum being slowed, as the Thousand Suns once again make quick work of the Salamanders forces. Will attempt to get some Primaris aggressors out. Will not see the light of day as their barracks goes down. Counter Tycho attempts to do stuff but dies instantly. But we appreciate the effort. Appreciate the effort indeed. The Necrotechnicus came down with the Archmagos Prime, also brought down a Hellstalker as well. Morale being broken on the Chosen, and the Horrors being cut apart by the axe of the Magos Prime. Everyone having a sad time on this side. Plenty of blue Horrors as well engaging close combat. No, I'm not really effective units. They do die as well when their morale's broken, I think. Something like that. But I mean, it's nice for them to come down and maybe potentially tie up some range units, if possible. Pacifist now moving down in force and acting with their long las rifles. Aestos drones as well, just really effective supporting unit. Can't exactly kill much on their own, but mixing with other forces, really, really good stuff. My goodness, my gracious, just constant aggression all the way across this map. The other Primaris eliminated with their capes on. The Death Company Rhino, which looks like it's stuck over there. Plenty of elite units for the Death Guard here. Plague Havocs, I assume you've probably gone for your future missile upgrades. Cataphract class robots coming on down. We've also got a Nox, or what you call Lightbringer. You used to be able to see. Oh no, so you're a different unit. I was getting you confused with the other one. Yeah, you're effectively a medic as far as I understand, an apothecary, keeping your boys fighting fit. This crate is well, it's about to go down. In fact, it does go down. Hellstalker almost losing its Wi-Fi, but managing to regain it. Let's continue stabbing away at the Plague Havocs. I love the double Plague Beast crawlers, certainly keeping the Raven Guard occupied. Over here, the assault continues. Now the Furiosa Dreadnoughts and the Assault Terminators have been brought in. Look at those lightning claws. Static with light, a baleful glow. So the amount of pressure we put on the Salamanders here. I mean, don't get me wrong, the opening build order probably not advantageous towards them, but the fact that they're still alive, testament to the defensive capability as well as the teamwork of Team 2. You see that just charging on forward, Flames Akimbo, Armory goes down. They have built a furnace on the back side here, and Primaris Furnace Marines, 2 squads of them have come out. I've seen that a lot of these Space Marine chapters that aren't vanilla got a fair few Primaris units now added to them. It's quite cool. Very modern. If you're into the modern lore, which I know some people are, some people aren't. Can't please everyone, I suppose. Oh, I've completely forgot to mention they get a Librarian Dreadnought, which is just basically a Dreadnought. Librarian abilities. It's got a smite. Just amazing. A lot of damage to infantry and heavy infantry. Very cool. So Bound to see being a real nuisance here. Chasing around the aggressors. Attempting to burn them down, but vehicles don't burn very well. But we do have the Machine Reliquary, Land Leviathan. He's down now. That's a lot of stuff. It would be an idea for maybe the Death Guard to come down here to assist, but I suppose their idea is to keep the centre, make sure that no one gets any flanking manoeuvres in. Salamanders have been pushed back. Archmage's very low on health at the moment to avoid any kind of damage. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you can teleport over here, right? For a second I was like, hang on, there can't be two of you. That's not how this works. Well, Land Leviathan, much like a Necron Monolith, able to build units on the fly. Actually, that's really good for the things like Warrior of the Omnissiah, as he doesn't have to waste so much Wi-Fi coming over to find a fight. He just come out in the later stages of the game, able to get all sorts of weapon upgrades as well. Very nice for them. While that's going on, the Death Guard have decided to push on forward. They've moved the Raven Guard a little bit further back. Raven Guard are going to respond by adding their own artillery to the field. Also seeing a fair few things being built up. A Stormhawk Interceptor. Oh, that's a really interesting. I do quite like the build mechanic for, well, that thing for the drop fort. Build mechanic, what am I talking about? The build animation. That's the word I wanted to use. Good job, Mr. Landshark, in speaking. Good lord, this is just desperate fight. Furiosa Dreadnought slapping around the Archmagos Prime. Doom bolts being fired everywhere. Wi-Fi being lost on the Atos combat drone. Predators doing what they can, but it does seem that by the sheer willpower of Team 2, they've held the line. The last of the Devastators over for the Blood Angels have been killed. But while all this has been going on, the Death Guard, like I said, have been able to push on over. If they're able to get a decap on the Relic, that will prevent the northern or northeast team from getting any kind of big units up later on. It will also give them 2 players that have access to Relic units. Whether they're going to do it or not, that's my question. Got a Tallyman. Famous Tallyman, bring me a banana. He's got some stuff. He's got some abilities. General debuffs and buffs for friends and foes alike. I think. But relatively calm, all things considered. Thousand Suns rebuilding their forces. Terminators for the Blood Angels regaining their models. And now the Raven Guard are keen to get this foul, chaotic menace away from their back gardens. Staying Guard veterans with their plasma cannons and graviton guns. Blood Angels bringing down Moria the Chosen, which I must say is probably the sexiest looking dreadnought known to man. Black and red, a wonderful colour scheme. Death and sadness everywhere. Terminators looking to get involved in close combat against the Primaris Scouts. But no, you're just going to completely ignore them. I don't have time for you guys. I've got other stuff to probe. Cataphracts class robots chasing away Moria the Chosen there. More people have been brought forth. Was that just... Oh no, that is a orbital stalker. So just little bits of firepower here and there. Storm Raven Fury, limit of 1, quite a big flying unit, and the Raven Guard do have quite the roster of flying units, I do believe. And Stormhawk Interceptors, regardless of the faction that you pick for them, very useful aircraft. The sheer amount of Plague Havocs here, not standing up all that well. Atos combat drone, just blasting this Chosen Marine right in the chops. One of the best of times. Here comes the Storm Raven, flying beast in the sky. The bot flying going to be winning this engagement. Oh, 1v1 scenario. As the Death Guard have basically... Oh, what are you? You are the Sanguinian on the guard. You are a cool looking unit. Red and gold. Powerful staff and a banner as well. Very nice. But Stormhaven looks like he's just taking on all these guys solo. But as the battle continues, the force of the Thousand Suns continue to push on forward. Burning Chariot's Inch. I do believe that is a new unit for the Thousand Suns. Coming forth, bringing down fire everywhere it touches. Got a pleasant situation for that Magus Prime to be in. Will rebuild a smithery over on the northern side. But the Land Leviathan still knocking around. But a strong defensive line here. Don't think that the Thousand Suns will be pushing forward with that anytime soon. They do have their whirlwind. Only able to get one, but it is quite an accurate piece of artillery. And it's just a slow push into the Raven Guard side of things. Tank goes down. Scouts charging around. The Death Guard just ignoring them. They don't want to waste time. Such tawdry affairs. Do you go on stealth? You have gone stealth. No one could see yet. Not for the moment anyway. Raven Guard, or Storm Raven Fury even, having to be repaired. It was holding back for quite some time, but not enough to be able to hold back the entirety of the Death Guard forces. Plague Bear's Crawler being bothered by some infantry as well, so the Raven Guard definitely using their stealth mechanics to their advantage. Everywhere you go, they're going to be around in the shadows, fighting as best they can. And now the Death Guard are completely and totally surrounded here as the Mech flank on the left-hand side. Counter-Frax robots engaging those Black Lord Terminators in close combat. They don't want to get a part of that. Strong as they are, Counter-Frax robots are much bigger. They always make me think of, those robots from Fallout, New Vegas, when you go to Mr. House's house, I suppose. Which is a funny turn of phrase. Gives me the lols. Sanguinian Honor Guard. The mighty Sanguinius himself just coming down, tearing everyone apart. Also going a bit berserk as the Black Rage takes them. But it's right in the middle of everything. It's been fired at by everything. Rapier Destroyer also quite a long range unit there. And yeah, it does seem like the Salamanders have finally found their footing. And able to basically defend themselves more or less. Problem is though, these dudes, that when their infiltration is done in, well then that's when they can then get bonked nice and good. Got some deliverers, which are Terminators for the Raven Guard. Hellstalker doing what it can to finish off these chosen Plague Marines. There are plenty of them. And it's quite hard to blast down a Chaos Space Marine of the Death Guard variety. I'm quite stubborn. We've now got Shadowheart Gunship. Were you always a Shadowheart Gunship, or were you something different? I can't remember. I'm fairly certain that you were a Storm Raven. Either way, it's flying, it's doing damage, and the enemies are not enjoying it. So the Marines of the Damned, which is a spell that I do believe, have you got... I've got Araman the Exile, you're in there, yeah. And those Marines of the Exile dudes are basically immortal. They're only temporary summon, but they don't go down. Quite obnoxious, quite infuriating. Like Havoc still knocking around, and they're just going to stand still, fire as many rockets as they can into the Shadowhawk. Archmagos Prime bringing down a big boom on top of those Plague Marines. As the Hellstalker tries to exit. Araman's got a fair few decent spells on him. Don't think he had much of a change in this patch. He was already quite in a pretty good position. Oh, we're going to have to keep on this side here just so we can actually see the sheer amount of infiltrated units. Oh, Assault Centurions! Sneaking around, bonking people in the face. Plague Havoc's only 2 miles left. We need to get out there ASAP. No, they're going to get involved. Some argy-bargy. We can take you on, they say. But not very well will be exploded. And that was a full squad wipe. And if they've been given their future missile upgrades, that means that they will be a lot more expensive to recruit. Get back on the field. That's Mechanicus. It seems, I mean, there's a missed opportunity here. There's definitely a missed opportunity here. The Blood Angels are not expecting an assault there. Just everyone tunnel visioning down on this side. But I suppose it makes for a good game. Makes for a good back and forth. More, you're not Marines. Damn, you are just regular mutated squads. Good for just getting involved, slapping people around with their spaghetti noodle hands. Deliverers, which every time I've read this so far, makes me want to break it onto song from Deliver Us from the Prince of Egypt. If you've not seen that film, definitely go watch it. Phenomenal soundtrack. I know it's a religious film, but you know what? I don't vibe with that kind of religion myself, but that's okay because the music's good. Definitely have that on the Spotify when I'm walking to work sometimes. But Predator, who's just going around the place, causing some issues. Could do with really sending him over, provide some support, as the Salamanders and Raven Guard work in tandem to bring down the force of chaos here. Got that Shadow Hawk gunship striding on in as well, like it owns the place. Plenty of guns on it. Horrors will attempt to take him out. There's not much anti-aircraft stuff going on over here. I mean, these guys, what you've got, yeah, the White Lord Terminators, they've got no major upgrades on their weapons. And no melter guns for these guys neither. That being said though, gunship is going down. I suppose we've got horrors though, that's the main thing. And now we've got some Devastator squads from the Blood Angels coming around the flanks. Old Moria the Chosen keeping these guys screened and away. The majority. And the Storm Raven Fury. Oh right, they did have one. Maybe somewhere else, or maybe it died and they've rebuilt it elsewhere. He's a bit chunky than the other one. Well, he stayed for a little bit, and now he's going to go home. Like he was about to teabag those Primara scouts there for a second. Last thing you want to be teabagged by is an aircraft. You have the high pass now having a critical location. Also a mask on this side. Maybe the game-ending flank is soon to be upon us. But Lord Moria the Chosen, just absolute beast. He's shot by a million things and he just doesn't care for it. Librarian Dreadnought coming back down again. Slicing and dicing that Tech Marine. Woe betide those who get on the wrong side of the Chosen. Hellstalkers will make a flanking manoeuvre. Yeah, I suppose, much like what we saw earlier on, there's not much in the way of anti-vehicle for the Salamanders at the moment. Relying on those rapier armor destroyers. Orion finally goes down. But the Founders, oh good lord, look at that Prospector. Just ripping up turf, sliding into combat. Now he's going to use his plasma cannon to full effect. Beautiful stuff, absolutely love the turn mechanic for this boy here. If anyone's having fun in this combat, certainly the Prospector. They're going to reconvene. They've got all the boys here now. They've got the Thousand Sons, they've got the Death Guard, they've got the Blood Angels. Now is the time. But then again, so have the northern side as well. Got that Storm Raven Fury. Plasma guns and heavy bolters are going to come right in the middle. Not sure if this is where you want to be, Mr. Storm Raven Fury. You're holding these guys back, but not for very long. Take a slow way out of there. And will die, actually. Questionable manoeuvre. Now, there's not really all that much here to defend. Not against all this elite stuff. Got Assault Terminators. Just a sheer amount of Devastators. That's a lot of plasma cannons. Prospector deja vuing around the place. Here comes some stealth deliverers, as well as some Stern Guard veterans coming down to assist. Marines of the Damned absorbing all the fire, but like I said, they are immortal. Can't kill them. While there being a huge distraction, allows the assault terminators teleport in. It allows these guys to also have the space to fire down some bad stuff. Picking apart the defensive line, one unit at a time here. Death Guard, a little bit behind that, need to come in and see if they can offer some firing support. There we go. A bit slower though, bless them. Takes them a while to get into position. Now we've just got all this stuff going on down here. Like they've been chilling out for a while. Could do with them doing something. Got the Knight Paladin though, he's out. He's going to be coming down to provide some assistance. Another gunship is out. Death Guard providing that front line at the moment. There are a significant amount of Salamanders now on the flanks. All their flamey bits and bobs. Only one Plague Beast Crawler as well. But I mean, then again, they've also been supported by the Blue Whirlwind. Look how accurate that is, man. And just right in the middle every single time. Wherever you want it. Middle fire. Oh, look, he's giving a little kiss before he goes away. That's cute. Never smooch a Death Guard thing there. Give you the old gob rot. Haven't heard that term for quite some time. That was a term that you would use for herpes when you were younger. Not that herpes were very prevalent in Hull. A fun fact, my hometown was the UK capital of chlamydia for quite some time. Don't know if it is anymore. I think everyone just stopped having sex after the lockdowns. So I don't know where my mind went then, but there we go. Death Guard are coming forward, but they're being shot to absolute ribbons. My goodness. Look at that firepower coming in. But still, the Death Guard are just weathering it very nicely. They don't care. The Plague God gives them the gifts, allows them to keep on giving. The sheer amount of health and armour. They scar the Cult Terminator as well, as this Knight Paladin just standing there has been taken down. We now have a Stealth Whirlwind that's been bothered by the Terminators here. And even there, that was quite a big push from the Death Guard. And they managed to kill a fair few bits and bobs. The firing support of the Blood Ravens, well, not Blood Ravens, sorry, Blood Angels, completely different chapter. It's quite a stalemate at the moment. No one's really getting that many kills, or should I say, everyone's getting lots of kills. No one's making much ground, that's what I'm trying to say. Prospector needs preparing there. Needs some sort of occult wizard to come over and give them some love. Blood Angels now moving a little bit forward, seeing if they can get a better purchase, any kind of stuff to fire at. But they're going a bit too far forward actually. And the Death Guard and the Thousand Sons not really able to provide them much support. Megos Explorer burning everyone to a crisp. Also got Hair Electro Priest in there. Just some melee support. Razorback charging straight forward. It's got its melter gun. And if they can kill that Plague Beast Crawler, they'll do some really good stuff. Plague Havoc's also been focused down by the Stormhawk gunship. Those guys go down, and the Death Guard are going to struggle to escape this front line. Very tanky, quite slow as well. Once they've committed to a fight, that's basically them. Slowly but surely, the Southern team are being pushed back. Repositioning their artillery there. Might be able to keep these guys off for a little while. After all, a lot of the infantry has suffered in this push. And still, come on, Necrotechnica, you can do it. Just move your boys over here. Start smashing stuff up. And then you're golden. That will then force the Blood Angels to not be able to support this. Although, in saying that, Blood Angels are currently not over here. So maybe it's waiting for them to really commit to this eastern fringe. Oh, good for that flanking attack. Got the Maw Dyphon. And the Volkite charges. And this, I think the Plaguecaster just taking all of the chops. Point blank refusing to die. It's like, you can fight me as much as you want. I'm not going to go down anytime soon. That's quite a remarkably loud weapon. Critters over here. Supported by the Prospector. And one shot blasts these guys quite devilishly. Yeah, they do a lot of damage. Quite sneaky, but you get a good shot off on them. You don't like being hit. Not on the Death Guard. On any tank here. Bomb Space Marines. A push going on down here. Death Guard are defending this side. The Thousand Suns are pushing over into the middle. Double Lehman Russ King patterns. And you armed with a... oh, I don't know what that gun's called. But it's slow firing rate. Seems to be a little bit more artillery-esque. But gunship just soloing a lot of these boys, forcing them back, giving them a taste of their own medicine as the Salamanders now begin to lay siege on the Thousand Suns. Knight Paladin also striding on over. That's quite a mean customer to deal with, but they managed to take down the gunship. That is something. Paladin not quite committing. He's going to wait for that turbo laser destructor. And he's kind of lost it. Oh, the second looked like the animation was that he was walking with his arm behind his back. And if that was a bug there. But no, he's fine. It's all good. Salamander's unable to push any further down over onto this side. So, right, okay, well, if you're all over here, there we go. Go into this side. Walking in like you own the place. There's no defenders here apart from... actually, no, I tell a lie. There's 2 Havoc Marines. That's a lot of tanks for them to deal with. You have the Death Shroud Terminators. The Man Reapers. Now, how effective they'll be at cutting through the Void Shield? Entirely sure. But probably not at all. So they're all going to die very quickly. But Moria the Chosen coming back once again, and Librarian Dreadnought. So the Blood Angels providing that defense over up there. And yeah, the Thousand Suns once again defending half and home. Very little trouble actually. Just a mass of demons and Cabal Terminators. But that's okay, there's plenty more. Plenty more infantry and tanks where that came from. Primaris Aggressor Squad got huge damage potential. Able to whittle away these demons. I mean, I know they're not exactly anti-demon units, but just firing bullets at anything will eventually die. That Whirlwind coming in real clutch there. Talking these guys about some stealthy deliverers around the flanks, potentially going to take care of that Whirlwind. Also got the Assault Centurions slapping around the Thrall Wizards. Really nice use of the stealth mechanics of the Raven Guard here. Able to get around those tight corners. It does seem that these guys have defended over on this side. Knight Paladin has fallen back. So not dead, just a little bit backwards. Prospector will have to fall back once again. Have you still got access to your... no, you haven't got access to your relic anymore, so got to make sure that you keep this. If you lose this tank, you've lost the ability to regain it because you've got no relic. Triple Razorback, sorry, not triple Razorbacks, no Predator. Second Cabal Terminators unable to really get away from the firepower here. Seeing that they've got a teleport up at the moment. I'm quite lucky in the sense that one of our Terminator is fairly over here, so they won't get squad wipe as much. Just look at the float for the AdMech. You've got all that money. You've got fairly decent float for these guys, fairly decent float for you. Power and Sons, you're still on the blue, and on for you guys, and yeah, the Blood Angels. Not doing all that well economically wise, so I mean, yeah, the Northern team have got all the money in the world. They can just constantly throw things again and again to the front lines, but the Southern team here don't quite have that same level of resources. No idea how on earth they managed to get this amount of money, but there you go. I suppose it comes from not having half your army engaging in combat. Although, is your idea really just to be a defensive force? Maybe that's what they were thinking for them. Either way, the push down in the centre. So those long-range guns take care of the Bane Pit. Will tend to be danced into health by the Heretic, or the Poxwalker Slave, sorry. Death Shroud is attempted to go in with an Icon of Despair Bearer. That's a lot of firepower, don't you win? Doesn't matter whether you're a Terminator or the Death Guard, still going to fall foul to fire auto cannon, a whole smorgasbord of bolts of fire, the Cataphract fast robots. We'll see some Raven Guard as well, teleporting in for going invisible. And what are you? You are. Hold on. The Assault Centurions and delivers 20 Terminators being deep stricken in at all given times.
There is no such thing as perfection.
And it seems that to be the case that the idea is just to contain these guys. If you can't kill them, you may as well contain them and allow your teammates to do damage elsewhere. Grey Knight. So not Grey Knight, just a regular Knight, Paladin. In corner position, but Devastator's lost its Void Shield. Managing to get a squad wipe on these Devastators. It's a nice idea, in fact, doing a lot of damage to that Knight Paladin, but not quite enough to survive. Push over here continues, huge engagement over on this side as Salamanders push on forward. Not one, not two, but no, yet it is two. Two Predators, armed with multi-melters. But Armand the Exile looking to bring down some devastating spells, potentially. Or was that cancelled? Something else. Doesn't seem like it. Oh no, it's just general explosions everywhere. That's what that is. I think. Oh, it's something. Oh, it did something. Either way, the Salamanders aren't taking no for an answer. They've knocked on the door several times, no one's been in. Therefore, right, well, Sodja will just come barging in. I'm attempting to burn some more stuff, more cursed Marines. Prime House Eradicator Squad. Looking a bit like pest control. Over here, the Death Guard are holding on for dear life. More Space Marines being summoned in, just regular Space Marines this time. No infiltration detection from these guys by the looks of things. There's everyone hiding in every nook and cranny. A slight shadow, and you'll find a Raven Guard there. And a slow whittling down of both the Thousand Sons and the Death Guard.
Yes.
And I suppose essentially it all just comes down to both sides equally matched in firepower, close combat ability, artillery, all that stuff. But because of the economic side of things, I have no idea, like I said, I have no idea how these guys were able to save up so much money after spending so much, but yeah, just being able to eventually grind the other team down. And yeah, I mean, it's no fancy mechanics. Although I will say that, yeah, special mention for the Raven Guard for making use of the stealthing around. Good teamwork from everyone, actually. Blood Angels holding down the fort with their tanks and their dreadnoughts. Salamanders having a really rocky start, but being able to get back on it. AdMech just being everywhere and nowhere at once. Main driving force into coming down here being the killing blurb, or at least the slow death punch for the Death Guard. And it seems that GGs have been thrown around. Mr. Nurspeak also bringing out the good stuff. And who died? Alright, yep, Thousand Suns have been taken out. Death Guard are gone. Blood Angels are gone. And that is that one exciting match. That was, I mean, everyone, it was left out all on the pitch down here. Whoever was going to win the engagement was going to be the one who came out on top down here. But certainly thought it was going to be the Southern team's game once the Salamanders were really struggling. But no, they managed to hold the line and win in the end. So nice one. So thank you, boys, for sending that game in to the Discord. Want to support channel? Have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week. And there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.